The power of consistency. How small steps lead to big results. Good morning, everyone. Let me tell you something that most people don't realize. Success is not magic. It's not a lottery ticket. And it's definitely not about being the smartest person in the room. No, success is built through something far less glamorous but far more powerful: consistency. In a world obsessed with speed, flash, and overnight success stories, we often forget the quiet truth that drives real achievement. Small, consistent actions, done daily, have the power to produce massive results over time. This isn't just a nice-sounding idea. It's a principle deeply rooted in nature, business, relationships, and personal growth. Nothing truly great happens in a moment. Greatness is not born in a single event. It is forged over time. Step by step, choice by choice, habit by habit. Think of how a mountain is formed, not by one grand explosion, but by pressure, by layers building over millions of years. The same is true for a successful life. You don't need to leap tall buildings in one jump. You just need to take the next small step again and again without giving up. Without giving up. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years and overestimate what they can do in 5 days. That's because we are trained to look for quick results. But the truth is, lasting change, meaningful growth, and real success are always the fruit of small efforts multiplied over time. When someone looks at a successful person, whether in business, art, sports, or leadership, they often see the end result and think it happened quickly. They don't see the thousands of hours that were invested when nobody was clapping. They don't see the sacrifices, the early mornings, the long nights, and the quiet decisions made when no one was watching. Success is not a single event. It is a lifestyle of steady action. It is built on the foundation of discipline. And discipline is simply choosing to do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Let me be clear, there is no magic. The gym doesn't work unless you go regularly. Reading a book won't change your life unless you do it daily and apply what you learn. Starting a business means doing the hard work every single day, even when the results are small or invisible at first. That's the secret right there. Most of the early steps feel small, and that's exactly why people quit. But what they don't see is that those small steps are building something powerful behind the scenes. It's like planting bamboo. In the first few years, it looks like nothing is happening. You water, take care of it, and wait. But during that time, its roots are spreading deep underground. And when it finally starts to grow, it shoots up feet in just days. That's how success works. The small actions you take today, waking up early, reading that chapter, practicing your craft, having that one conversation, they might seem small, but they are laying the foundation. Every step matters. Every repetition counts. If you only act when you feel inspired, you'll never build momentum. But when you make it a habit to take action every day, even on the hard days, you become unstoppable. You develop character, you develop strength, you develop grit. And slowly you begin to move toward your goals, not because of one big moment, but because of the hundreds of small ones that no one noticed. The people who win are not the ones who do something big once. They are the ones who do the right things daily. They show up, they commit, they keep going. They understand that consistency beats intensity. You don't need to be extreme, you just need to be consistent. So ask yourself, what's one small thing you can do today that brings you closer to where you want to be? Not something huge, something doable, something repeatable. And then do it again tomorrow, and again the next day. Let it become part of who you are. Over time, that tiny action will become a habit. That habit will become a lifestyle. And that lifestyle will carry you to places you never imagined possible. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about giant leaps. It's about faithful steps. Big results don't come from sudden bursts. They come from small steps repeated with passion, purpose, and persistence. This is the power of consistency. This is how dreams become reality. This is how ordinary people do extraordinary things. So don't despise the small beginnings. Embrace them. Because if you stay committed to the small steps, the big results will come. And when they do, you'll know exactly how you got there, one step at a time. There is something powerful about showing up every single day, not just when it's convenient, not just when you're in the mood, but every day without fail. That's how consistency becomes more than a habit. It becomes your identity. And when you live with consistency, you start building something deeper than just progress. You begin to build trust with yourself, with others, and with your future. And out of that trust, you build momentum, the unstoppable force that carries you through every challenge. Trust is a currency in life. In business, relationships, and personal development, trust is everything. And guess what? Trust is not built by what you say. It's built by what you do, repeatedly. When people see you show up again and again, they begin to believe in you. They begin to count on you. They begin to trust you. But even more importantly, you start trusting yourself. That's the real game changer. Every time you follow through on your commitment, you send a message to yourself. I'm dependable. I do what I say I will do. And that internal message is more powerful than motivation. It becomes the foundation of your confidence. Confidence doesn't come from hype or pretending. It comes from consistency. Because when you've proven to yourself that you can be counted on, you don't need external validation. You've already seen what you're made of. Think of the people you admire most in life. Whether they're entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, or leaders, there's one thing they all have in common. They are consistent. You can count on them. They do the work even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when they don't feel like it. That's what makes them trustworthy, and that's what separates them from everyone else who only moves when inspiration strikes. Now let's talk about momentum. Momentum is what happens when consistent action starts to produce results, not just externally, but internally. It's that feeling that you're on a roll, that you're making progress, that you're gaining speed. And here's the truth. Momentum doesn't come on day one. It doesn't come from one action. It comes from repeated actions that stack on top of each other until you suddenly feel a shift. And once you have momentum, everything becomes easier. What once took effort becomes natural. What once felt heavy becomes light. But you don't get to that place without pushing through the early days of doubt, distraction, and discouragement. Most people never build momentum because they stop too soon. They take a few steps, see no change, and give up. But those who understand the power of consistency keep going. They know that the hardest part is not the start. It's sticking with it when there's no visible result. But here's the reward. Once momentum kicks in, it starts working for you. Your habits start working for you. Your energy increases. Your belief multiplies. And the world begins to respond. Success is not about luck or talent alone. It's about being predictable in your effort. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to be reminded or pushed. You just do what needs to be done. And when people see that kind of discipline in you, they begin to trust you with opportunities. Doors begin to open. Connections start to form. All because you became someone people could count on. But let's not forget the most important kind of trust. The trust you have in your own journey. When you've been consistent, you stop fearing the future. Why? Because you know, deep down, that you'll keep showing up. You may not know exactly how things will work out, but you're confident that you'll keep doing your part. And that quiet confidence is more valuable than motivation, more powerful than talent, and more durable than hype. So if you feel like things are moving slowly, don't get discouraged. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Your job is not to control the outcome. Your job is to keep planting the seeds. Trust will grow. Momentum will build. And one day people will look at you and say, "How did you get so far?" And you'll smile because you'll know the answer. You built it through quiet consistency, through daily trust, daily effort, and daily steps. The world may celebrate the breakthrough, but you'll know it wasn't the big moment that made the difference. It was every small moment you chose not to quit. Patience. The one thing everyone needs, and the one thing most people avoid. In a world of speed, instant downloads, fast food, quick likes, and viral success, patience is often treated like an old, forgotten virtue. But if you truly want to master consistency and see lasting results, patience isn't optional. It's essential. It is the secret ingredient that holds the whole journey together. Without patience, consistency breaks. Without patience, progress becomes frustrating. And without patience, we give up just before the breakthrough. The reason patience is so powerful is because growth is invisible before it becomes undeniable. Let that sink in. Growth doesn't usually announce itself with fireworks or applause. It builds in silence. Most of the real change in your life happens beneath the surface, like seeds planted in the soil. You can't see anything happening at first. You water, you wait, and still nothing. Then one day, almost suddenly, something breaks through the ground, and everyone says, "Wow!" But they didn't see the silent seasons, they didn't see your patience. Too many people quit too early. They start a project, a dream, a routine, and expect instant results. And when things don't explode right away, they call it a failure. But the truth is, nothing truly valuable grows overnight. Imagine planting a tree and digging it up every 2 days to see if it's growing. That's what impatience looks like. It's when you start doubting the process, questioning your steps, and sabotaging your own progress because you can't see the fruit yet. But if you understand the nature of real success, you'll learn to embrace the quiet phases. You'll learn to trust the process even when the results aren't visible. You begin to realize that waiting is not wasting. Waiting is working, especially when you're being consistent during the wait. Patience teaches you how to work without applause, how to persist without proof, and how to believe without evidence. It stretches you, it matures you, and most of all, it prepares you. The truth is, if everything came fast, you wouldn't be ready for it. The delay is not denial, it's development. Life has a way of testing your readiness before it gives you the results. In us, or can you keep showing up even when there's no reward yet? Can you keep believing in your vision even when nobody else does? Or can you keep investing in yourself without applause? If you answer yes to those questions, you're developing the kind of resilience that guarantees success. The most dangerous thing in the journey of success is not failure, it's frustration. And frustration often comes from wanting results too fast. But if you can learn to manage your expectations and focus on your effort instead of the outcome, you'll develop a kind of inner peace that cannot be shaken. You'll stop competing with other people's timelines and start respecting your own. You'll stop rushing and start building. Because real success is not just about reaching the goal, it's about becoming the person who can handle the goal. Think of the greatest achievements in history. Whether it's the building of empires, the writing of masterpieces, or the creation of powerful companies, they all took time. Nothing great was ever built in a week, and yet today people want results in a weekend. That mindset will steal your joy, your focus, and your future. The real game is long-term, and those who win are not the ones who go the fastest. They are the ones who never stopped walking. Patience does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means staying in motion, staying focused, staying faithful to the process even when you can't see the results. It's choosing to keep watering the seed, knowing that one day the roots will support the fruit. And when the fruit finally comes, it will be stronger, sweeter, and more lasting than anything you could have forced too early. So don't rush the process. Don't let the silence discourage you. Don't let the time it takes convince you that it's not working. Keep doing the right thing. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting that every step matters, even when no one sees it. Because one day, you will look back and realize that the time you spent waiting was not lost. It was invested. And that investment will pay off in ways you never imagined. Let patience be your anchor. Let it calm your mind and strengthen your spirit. Because the people who rise the highest are the ones who had the courage to go slow, to stay steady, and to never stop believing. There's a quiet truth in life that separates the dreamers from the doers, the starters from the finishers, the wishers from the winners. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not being in the right place at the right time. It's persistence, the raw, gritty determination to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. Success doesn't belong to the smartest or the fastest. It belongs to the ones who simply refuse to stop. This world is full of people who started strong. People who had big dreams, exciting plans, and passionate beginnings. But somewhere along the way, they stopped. They hit a wall. They got tired. They didn't see the results they expected, so they gave up. And the dream died, not because it wasn't possible, but because they walked away too soon. If only they had stayed one more day, taken one more step, pushed just a little bit further, everything could have changed. The road to success is not straight. It's filled with delays, detours, doubts, and difficulties. But those who keep going, those who press forward no matter what, are the ones who reach the finish line. It's not that they didn't face challenges. It's that they kept moving through the challenges. They were not immune to fear, failure, or fatigue. They just didn't let any of those things make the final decision. You see, success is not a moment. It's a journey. And the people who win are the ones who keep showing up for that journey. Day after day, setback after setback, lesson after lesson. It's easy to be motivated in the beginning. It's easy to feel inspired when everything is new and exciting. But what about when the results are slow? What about when the work gets boring or the progress stalls? That's the test. That's where many fall off. But those who keep going, even when it feels like nothing's working, are the ones who eventually break through. So the truth is, anything worth having is going to test your endurance. It's going to challenge your patience. It's going to make you question your own commitment. And that's exactly where success is hiding. In the moments when you're tempted to quit, but choose to continue. In the moments when no one is clapping, but you keep clapping for yourself. In the moments when the world says it's over, and you say, not yet. There is an unstoppable power in a made-up mind. When you decide that quitting is not an option, every obstacle becomes just another step. Every failure becomes feedback. Every delay becomes development. You stop being discouraged by how far you have to go, and you start being proud of how far you've come. That mindset is rare. But it's also magnetic. Because once you decide to never stop, the universe begins to respond. Opportunities find you, people notice you, and results begin to manifest, not because you were lucky, but because you were faithful. There will be days when you feel like you're not moving fast enough. Days when it seems like everyone else is ahead of you. But success isn't about speed. It's about stamina. It's about staying in the race. Some people sprint and burn out. Others walk, stumble, and crawl, but they finish. And in the end, it's not about how fast you got there. It's about the fact that you never stop moving forward. The most powerful thing you can do today is decide. No matter what happens, I will not stop. Not when it gets hard. Not when it gets lonely. Not when I feel unsure. I will keep going. Because as long as I keep going, I'm still in the game. I'm still in the game. And as long as I'm in the game, I still have a chance to win. Don't let temporary pain steal permanent purpose. Don't let a bad day become a bad decision. You are stronger than the struggle. You are bigger than the obstacle. You are capable of finishing what you started, but you must keep going. Step by step, day by day, keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep believing. Keep believing. Because the truth is, success is not always for the most brilliant. It's for the most relentless, the ones who may get knocked down, but always get back up. The ones who've heard a no 100 times, but still believe in their yes. The ones who, no matter what, just don't stop. So if you're tired, rest. but don't quit. If you're unsure, pause, but don't stop. The journey is long, but every step you take brings you closer. And one day, you'll look back and realize that what made the difference was not one massive leap, but your decision to keep going, no matter what. Success belongs to those who don't stop.